What's up, guys? You're looking at it and you're seeing it right. Trevor and I have both gotten in our fitted Mizuno irons.
That's upside down.
Yeah.
Mizuno.
What are your first thoughts? Excited?
Love the box. It's pretty.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Yeah, we got fitted for Mizuno irons. As you guys both know, or if you don't know, we both are fitted for PXG clubs. We both have PXG irons in the bag.
Yep.
We thought it'd be a good idea to go through our specs here.
Because we got a Mizuno account here at Embers, so we wanted to get fitted.
Look at that. So I did the Hot Metal Pros, and we are going to be testing these against our PXG Gen 5s. The question is which one's going to perform better?
Big
and
question.
Can it actually pull the Gen 5s out of the bag? Only one way to find out. Head-to-head, Hot Metal Pro versus Gen 5. Let's roll.
Let's see how it goes.
Don't forget, if you guys are in the Denver, Colorado area, come to our showroom today. You can get fitted for Mizuno clubs, PXG clubs here in the store. Also check out our awesome barbecue and fireplace channel. That's really a lot about what the showroom's about too, but we had run that on a separate channel.
Yep.
If you're new to our channel, subscribe, do all the things, help us out.
Yeah.
So anyways, we both play PXG Gen 5. Why don't you start with telling the folks at home why you like Gen 5? What do you like about Gen 5?
So the Gen 5, since I've had it in the bag, I played Nike before that. It's the first club that's just buttery. It feels almost like a blade does, but with more forgiveness. So I got the Gen 5, the players, so it has a little bit more forgiveness, but it's money. I mean, I went up 10, 12 yards compared to my Nikes, my previous clubs. It's been awesome.
I think what I love about them is I love the Black Label Elite, so I love the aesthetics of these clubs. I think they look fantastic. And like Tate said, they're buttery. So they sort of use this gel infusion in this club that really helps create forgiveness. And I think the biggest thing is, kind of come over my shoulder here, Chris. One of my favorite things about it is you have the forgiveness of like a game improvement club, but when you stand over the top of this club, like get a shot of that over the shoulder here, it looks like you're playing a player's club.
Keep it still.
Almost like a blade, like a forged blade. So you get the best of both worlds. I think it's really hard to club to beat from an attractive standpoint, and I absolutely love how soft it is. So we both got fitted for Gen 5. Tate is having, you just did a little baby shot, it screwed up. They read that as a shot. We're gonna have to start over, Tate.
My bad. My bad.
What was I saying? Oh, so we both got fitted. Tate, talk a little bit about your season with your Gen 5, your 2022 season.
Yeah, so I started the season at like probably a 11, 12, 13 handicap, somewhere in there, always in the mid, high 80s.
Yeah.
I think my fourth round with my Gen 5s, I went my best round ever, 4 over par. And then I rode that. I got a couple rounds in the 70s. My handicap for a few months there dropped to like a 5.7.
Yeah.
Now it leveled out around 9 and 10.
You were going lights out.
Yeah.
But that's really your first time you've ever had a fitted set of clubs.
Ever, yeah. Ever before that was just always off the rack or hand-me-downs or pre-owns.
So I've had the exact opposite experience. I started the season at about 13, 14 handicap, and these bad boys got me all the way up to a 22. That's more the player's fault, not the club's fault. I do like them, but I figured, we just got Mizuno in the store. Figured, what the heck, we probably need a fitted set of Mizunos too, so when we're fitting clients, we know exactly what we're doing with that brand.
At least to feel them, so we can have the freeness of speech to say pros, cons, all of that.
Yeah, and we've hit both of them a little bit, not our fitted sets, but this is the first time we're hitting our fitted sets, but I have some thoughts about it. But why don't we start with the old faithful, what's already in the bag. 10 shots each, we're hitting a 7-iron. Tate, you go first.
All right, let's do it. All right, we got the PXG 7-iron. We got the green at 200 yards. We're at altitude because we live here in Denver, Colorado, 5,200 feet.
Yeah, so figure 5,200 feet is going to add a good 10% distance. We're like 200 yards, 7-iron, get the heck out of here. It's like, no, we're playing at altitude.
Yeah, so at sea level, that's 180,
these
185.
Are game improvement clubs.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the loft. The loft on these is at 30 degrees, which is strong for a 7-iron. So the player's club 30 degrees. The old days, the 7-iron used to be 34 degrees.
Yeah.
So really, it almost hits more like a 6-iron nowadays.
Yeah.
Put us at altitude. We'll talk about the loft in a little bit, but they basically make 3 tiers. They have the XP, which is the extreme forgiveness set, then the P, which is the middle set, which is what we play, and then more the T, which is more like
it's not as tour as you can get before you hit blades.
Yeah, and so
you got guys like Pat Perez and all those guys. I think they're hitting T's and blades.
Yeah,
combo.
so 10 shots with the 7-iron. Let's see it.
Not bad for a swing. Oh, fat and toey.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a fat shot, but you still almost made the green. You were way fat. So that's one of the things with these type of clubs, these Gen 5s. It's game improvement. So your mishits, that's a great mishit.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a little high on the club face, but
Yeah.
I mean the ball went where it's supposed to. So
Yeah.
that's the thing, is the misses aren't bad on these Gen 5s.
Yeah. Oh, thin.
But same thing, you're going to get away with that.
Oh, yeah.
All day you're getting away with that thinny.
Well, I'm excited about that one on the course.
Yeah. Also, the PXG Gen 5 has these weighted technologies, so we're going to have it's going to be fitted to you, but we have heavier weights here. So you can see this has the perimeter weighting in here. Now we have the heavier weights, and now it's going to be fitted to you when you get that done. And then the perimeter fixed weights. And then, of course, this entire club is gel infused, which gives it that soft feel with almost like a little speed pocket on the super thin face. So that's sort of the technology behind the Gen 5, which allows it to be such a forgivable club, and I think more than anything, allows for that soft feel. Oh yeah, what a way to end it.
Yep.
All right, 10 shots for me. Also, we might mention, I think Mizuno has a little bit of an uphill battle because we know these clubs.
Oh, yeah. We
The
put a full
PXGs
season.
are already in the bag.
Yeah, for a season. That's a good way to start it. Oh, yeah.
That one felt a little thin even.
You'll take that shot 10 times out of 10.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. Boy, did that feel good.
Yeah, see, when you hit it, man. 220, dude.
That's my miss with this club, though, is I tend to specifically hit my Gen 5s thin. And I'm catching a lot of these thin.
There you go. Nice.
Some good shots out here.
Yeah. Along with your mishits, but okay, real quick. Again, for emphasis, this is the point of 2 amateur golfers. What is going to affect an amateur golfer the most? We understand some are toes, some are heels, but we're not PGA Tour pros. We have mishits.
We know PXG performs well with mishits.
Yes.
We know they
That's
do.
a fact. So keep that in mind before you blast our comment section.
Oh!
Again, you're going to get away with it.
That's also why we don't take the mishits out of the data.
No, I mean, that's 7-iron. That's inbounds. That's not OB. That's not hazard.
Yeah.
That's greenside, 60 degree.
If we completely hosel one, we'll take it out.
Yeah.
But we want the mishits in the data because from an amateur golf standpoint, that's going to show you what's going to perform better overall because not all 10 are sweet spotted.
Yeah.
Like we always say, sometimes my miss is
The ball.
the ball. So,
And we all get out there. We all try and get sweet and fancy with it.
and you know what? If I miss the ball, I'll take it out of the data.
Yeah. Well, I'd expect you to.
I probably wouldn't read.
No.
That's a fatty.
That's a different story.
That's a fatty and an opening. So the Mizunos, we're playing the JPX Hot Metal. It sort of has this, they call it like a V chassis around here that helps with forgiveness. And just like PXG, they have 3 lineups. They have the high launch, which is going to be for your high handicappers. Just the regular JPX. Yeah, JPX. Just the regular JPX Hot Metal, and then the Hot Metal Pro. Both Tate and I went with the Hot Metal Pro I think because there's similar specs to the player club in the PXG. Now the reason for that is...
But we hit the other ones too.
Yeah, we hit the other ones too. We tested them all. But I think with this club in particular, when you go to the high launch or the regular one, which are extreme like player improvement, they're more of an offset. So when I say offset, they're for people that you know, slice the ball. So they're more offset this way. Tate and I both miss left. So we don't want that offset.
Right.
That's why we're playing the pro clubs specifically. I said the PXG Gen 5 was a 30-degree loft in a 7-iron. Just so we make sure we're apples to apples, the stock 7-iron for the JPX Hot Metal Pro is 28.5. So it's a degree and a half stronger, but what did we find out when we got fitted? That we don't need we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. The hot metal, we don't need the ball coming off hot like that.
Right.
See what I did?
Yeah, I did. I liked it a lot, actually. Way to think there. 2
degrees weaker on all of our clubs. So this is a 30.5 degree. So it's a half degree weaker than our Gen 5 club. So it's about as apples to apples as we can get it.
Right.
Now it is called the Hot Metal Pro. The other piece of technology we want to talk about is this club uses a material called nickel chromoly. Chromoly. It only has one L. Chromolia?
Yeah.
No.
Chromolia.
No. So anyways, that particular material makes the ball come off hot. I mean, steaming hot.
Yeah. About as close to boiling as you can.
And in our fitting, what did we find out?
That is true.
That is true.
They come out peppery.
This thing comes out like a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
So, oh, you know what I forgot, Tate? When I was hitting my PXGs, I got my 2 hats out. I was supposed to hit my PXG hat. I got similar hats. I got my PXG Island Aloha.
Island boy.
And then just my regular Mizuno. I'll put it on for my Mizuno fitting. And then whatever one wins, I'll just put that hat on. How's that sound?
That's how we know.
So I blew it though. I kind of blew my strategy.
Can I see your club?
Yeah. But anyways.
Tell me when I'm in that sweet spot, Toph.
Is that enough talking, or should we get to hitting, or what? But what I want to see if that nickel material, it's gonna cut the. Let's see if the ball comes off hot.
See that hot metal good? The wording. Nice.
So if the ball's coming off hotter, that means our ball speed. We're gonna pay attention to ball speed when we look at the data at the end.
Yeah.
We should have faster ball speed, which should turn into longer distances.
Yeah. Which is exactly why they made ours a little bit weaker, because we don't necessarily need to add yardage. We need controllability, consistency.
No.
That kind of thing.
What do you think standing over it?
It's nice. It's definitely a little bit thicker than my Gen 5.
No, and I personally, aesthetically standing over it, I like the Gen 5 look better.
I don't like seeing the cavity back, but
I need the cavity
if
back.
you need it, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean,
just in the fitting process, I haven't hit a club consistency wise that through 20 shots, through 30 shots felt as good as this.
Yeah.
Now we're going to put it to the test now and see what it looks like dialed into us, which one feels better, looks better, all of that. But standing over it, first take, Gen 5.
Standing over it though,
looks a little bit better.
It doesn't look like a Mizuno Pro though.
No.
A limited edition Mizuno Pro, does it look like that? Standing over it? That's way above my pay grade. Anyways, this is how I want it to look. But I'm not ready for it.
We're just not
yet.
there.
I'm not ready for it.
No.
Someday. All right, let's hit our 10 shots.
All right, 10 shots. Mizuno Hot Metal Pro 7-iron.
Also, we're going to be paying attention. Those were a couple misses. You know, which club is performing better on our miss hits?
Yeah.
You know, we'll look at that too, because that's important. How's it feeling?
That one was the first one that felt buttery.
That's a good one.
Let me get one more.
One more?
Yeah.
All right, initial impressions were, I feel like
the performance wasn't terrible, but the sound and feel
You didn't like as much.
I didn't like it.
If I just eyeballing it, I bet you on average, you were carrying the green more with this.
Yeah.
10 shots from me now, Mizuno 7. Pulled it. It's gonna go a mile though. It just feels like a rocket launcher off the club face. I just a straight pull and toey.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Man,
That one sounded really good.
that was a little thin. It's coming out hot.
They
I gotta
are.
learn that the ball's coming out hot.
Yeah.
I'm pulling them a little more. Thin again. But I'll take that.
Yeah.
Just looking at, before we look at the data, I can already tell you have a significant higher ball speed with the JPX. I don't know if you did as much, but ball is coming off like a rocket launcher. Should we look at the data?
Yeah, let's data me.
Data us up. All right, Tate, let's go through your data. This is your PXG ball speed. I'm with these particular clubs, I really want to think about ball speed.
Why is that?
Because the JPX is designed for coming off hot.
Got it.
So it should give us higher ball speed, which should produce better club numbers.
Yep. All right. Well, now that Trevor says that, let's look at the data. So we start off here with the ball speed.
This is PXG, by the way.
We're reading 119 if you round up the
Yeah.
decimal. Backspin about 5,069.
Which you want that about 5,500, but you're an amateur.
Yeah. I'm not great.
Yeah. No, you're pretty good.
Offline is huge.
You
Look
were
at that.
dead on.
Half a yard left.
Yeah.
Half a yard. So what is that? A foot and a half left miss.
Yeah.
172 yard carry, 196 total. So not bad. It rolls out quite a bit.
Yeah.
The ones that I hit the green, it stops obviously faster. Okay, now let's scroll down to Mizuno. We got 122 ball speed, so 2 miles an hour faster.
So it should be faster.
Spin, I had less spin, 4,600.
Yeah.
But look at this,
No.
5 yards right,
Oh, you're offline? Yeah, almost 6 yards offline.
as opposed to half yard left. So that's huge. I mean, that's 15 feet. You could be missing the green.
So 182 yard carry, 206 yards total.
So it's about 10 yards further.
Ball went 10 yards further.
10 yards
but
further.
you were a little more hot, I guess
Yeah.
you could say, a little more out of control.
Yeah.
But do you think that's because you play your PXG clubs?
I think
You think
so.
you could get those JPXs dialed in?
I think so. I think if I spent the time, a season, let's say, in theory, I give the Mizunos a full season, I bet I could have that dialed in too. You'd learn the club. Each club is different. Even if they're custom fitted, there's going to be some tweaks that you got to make.
Yeah. Okay.
But just right now, club to club, it's
Nope,
good.
save that to
Good
the
numbers
end.
on both.
Save that to the end and what you prefer.
Do you want to look at club data, or you want to move on to you first?
Yeah, let's look at your club head speed
So club speed, I had 90 mile an hour club speed
with the PXG.
with the PXG, 86 mile an hour club speed
Man.
with the Mizuno. Why is that so crazy, Trev?
Because it's that nickel chromoly
Yeah.
that's making that ball come off hot. So your ball's
4 mile an
coming
hour
off
faster.
the club faster.
4 mile an hour club head speed, but the Mizuno is still winning ball speed.
Imagine if you get that Mizuno dialed in to where it's matching your club head speed of the PXG.
That is crazy to me. 4 mile an hour faster club head speed, but the Mizuno's still coming off hotter. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's as advertised.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, that's hard to come by in golf because every club is supposed to be straighter, longer, and it's rare that you actually see those things. That's awesome. Good for you, Mizuno.
Okay,
All right, let's transition over to Trev. I'll be your pointer, man.
let's look at my ball data. I had a bigger difference in my ball speed even than you. So my
Holy
PXG was
cow,
going
yes, you did.
119, and I was at 125.8. So good 6 miles an hour faster ball speed. Now, you can feel it, trust me. Same thing though, less spin with the Mizuno, less backspin. So a little less stopping power. Offline, I was 7.2 with PXG, and offline 10 so 3 yards more further offline.
So not as drastic as mine.
Not as drastic as yours, but I'm way further than you. Look at that. Carry 175 to 195,
So 20-yard roll
and then
out there.
199 to 214.
So the Mizuno stopped faster too.
weird. So I had 15 yards of extra carry on the 7-iron.
15 yards.
Which makes sense why I'm a little more offline.
Yeah, but this is huge. This is huge to think about, people at home. Now, let's say you're trying to get on a par 5 and 2. Do you want to hit a 4 iron, a 5 iron, or do you want to hit a 7 iron? Like a 7 iron, standing over a 7 iron, you're so much more confident over a 7 iron than a really low iron, I think.
Well, the difference is if I'm going for it on a par 5, with the PXG I have to hit a 7 iron. Let's say I'm 200 yards out, whatever the distance is. With the PXG I have to hit a 7 iron to get to 200.
Yeah.
With the Mizuno I can hit my 8 iron.
Yeah.
With pretty much the same specs. That makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
That's going to save you
par
strokes.
3.
That's enough of a yardage difference where I will sacrifice being offline, and 2, I think I'll be able to get those dialed in, those clubs dialed in once I play with them.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the club head speed. Okay, so 89 mile an hour club head speed with the PXG, 92.3, so basically 3 miles an hour faster. So I'm faster. Every spec is better with the Mizuno except being a little bit offline. But I think that's just because I came in a little hot. You know, I didn't know what that 7 iron was going to do to me. So
oh, it did wonderful things to you.
It did. She treated me right. All right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Okay, Tay, give me your final thoughts on these 2 clubs.
Okay. At the end of the day, apples to apples, the PXG is the winner. The PXG is, for me, is going to stay in my bag. The Mizuno gave me further distance and faster ball speed. So you give me a season with the Mizuno, and I think it's got a really good chance of getting in the bag. But right now, today, if I was playing around at 7 a.m. tomorrow tee time, the PXG is what's in my bag.
And you kind of had a season where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right, exactly. My game is trending in the right direction, so I don't know that I want to touch anything in the bag.
And I don't know if you saw a huge enough difference.
No.
You saw an incremental difference.
Yes,
So-
it's definitely different. That's the first club I've hit in a long time where what it said on the website and what they preached actually came to fruition.
But you're happy with the club.
Thrilled. Yeah,
Both clubs,
awesome.
I think, are awesome. Now, I think why I was excited to test these 2 clubs against each other is both brands, I think, Mizuno and PXG, the pride and joy of their golf portfolio or their golf offering is their irons.
Yeah, absolutely.
They both make exceptional irons.
Irons,
I
yeah.
think it's the best part of everything that they sell.
Yeah, they both make putters, wedges, but you hit it right on the head.
Their golf
Where their
pride.
moneymaker is.
Their golf pride and joy.
Where their
their
moneymaker
irons.
is
So,
their irons.
For me, man, the PXG, I think, I like the look of the PXG better. It definitely does feel softer, but for whatever this is doing to my swing, the winner for me is, go ahead, Chris, toss that to me. Mizuno's going in the bag. I mean, I got nothing to lose. My handicap's going backwards.
Yeah, but that's huge. If you are a struggling amateur, the Mizuno, it does exactly what it says it's going to do.
Yep. So by far, I'm very, very happy with the Mizunos. I'm definitely going to give them a shot. I'm not selling my Gen 5. I'm going to keep them around. It's like I feel like I'm cheating on my girlfriend or something. Like, keep them in my back pocket, but I'm going to step out and see what else is out there. But no. But I think what we'll do is we'll also show you guys our full bags once we finish all of our 2023 reviews.
Yeah, which there's a lot more coming. Stay tuned.
So probably, hopefully by end of March, all the product that launches will be out and all of our reviews will be done.
And we'll be ready for
fill
the
out
season.
our bags for the season.
That's right. It gives me butterflies. I'm
But
excited.
so far, we still have the pings to test and everything, but these Mizunos are going in the bag.
Yeah, as of right now, 7:30 tee time tomorrow morning, we're playing Omni.
I'm putting these in the bag.
Mizuno Zero irons.
Yep, they're going in the
PXGs for
bag.
me.
And just because I don't even call them irons, I call them rocket launchers.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Do all those good things. We're also going to be doing some sweet giveaways here soon.
Yeah.
So subscribe. Make sure stay tuned.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.